Grab your husky sled, put on your sexiest reindeer costume, and get your crampons on. It's time for Pan-Arctic Vision 2025!
This is the Pan-Arctic Vision, one unified northern community, where the people of the Arctic have the power to decide for themselves.
Hello Arcticers to another wonderful year of music, costumes, calls for overthrowing everything south of Iceland, and unfortunate technical issues. It can be only one thing. It's Pan-Arctic Vision 2025, baby. We did it. We made it. For those new to the experience, Pan-Arctic Vision, it's similar to the Eurovision Song Contest, except instead of people that should probably be in The Hague rather than on stage, we have acts from across the north part of our world performing to win one of three prizes: Best Arctic Song, Most Sense of Community, and Most Revolutionary Song. There's also a vote to be held to determine who gets to host it next year. You see, last year, it was hosted in Greenland. They put on a fantastic show. It was wonderful. It was heartwarming. It was beautiful. And then at that show, they voted that next year, or this year, it should go to Nunavut in northern Canada. Nunavut actually took the double last year, winning Best Arctic Song and the right to host. So we'll see. They clearly did something pretty good last year. Can they live up to expectations? Now, to get all the details of last year's show and to get all the details about the history of the show, I recommend that you go and take a look at the video I did last year, which was a really huge, extensive video. No point going over all those details again. If you want to learn more about the show, go and watch last year's. If you fancy to watch along, the whole show is available for free on YouTube. So watch along, rate the songs as they go. I'll be doing the same. I'll be watching, I'll be rating the songs. And then we'll have a good old fight in the comments about, oh, actually, I thought Sweden was more revolutionary than Alaska. We open the ceremony with a musical display which really tells you everything you need to know about what you're in for the rest of the show. We've got dried fish on bins. After the preliminary introductions, we meet our beautiful hosts. And yet the first vote is already upon us. There's one vote I didn't mention to you earlier. Now, Pan-Arctic Vision, as you'd imagine, it's fiercely northern. Fiercely northern. But you could be watching from anywhere. You could be watching from wherever I am. From Vietnam, from Bolivia, from right behind me. But does your vote count? That's the question. Does your vote actually count? Not always. That's the answer, not always. Last year it didn't. You see, the Northerners held a vote. They held their own separate, they held a secret vote, and they decided, no, Southerners, those not from the Arctic, should not be allowed to contribute to the overall awarding of the prizes. Kind of as I expected, but you never know what will happen this time. Could be different. We'll see. Time already for the first act of the night. And the first act goes to Nativ from the Sapmi region of northern Sweden. Nativ blends electronic dance music and traditional Sami joiking to meld the traditional with the modern.
Olika världar, industristaden Luleå och min släkts hemtrakter uppe i norra Norrbotten, Karesuando-trakterna. Traditionella levnadssätt.
Hey, 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 lo now, hey, hey, lo now, hey, lo now, hey. Romasz, jaskuda, jolosud. Teivän mahtuitte tseketai, mulle naitte se tunnelmai.
So the theory was good. I like the idea in theory. The music even composed was nice. The performance, though, honestly, disappointed, the performance. And I'd say it felt like nerves. That's to me what it felt like. It felt like a real case of nerves. Opening the show cannot be easy. Hopefully he, gets a bit more confident for next time. Next up, we have Alaska. We have from Anchorage, Quinn Christopherson. Quinn Christopherson is an Alaska native singer-songwriter of Artna and Inupiaq heritage, and in 2020 won NPR's public Tiny Desk contest, which is a huge deal. That's a big competition, and he won it in 2020. Good for him. I bet he has something good for us.
Because that's how I was raised. All those nights we stay out late, fire we coming in, yeah, you know what that means. Fire we bittersweet, purple and pink.
Honestly, there's no jokes or quips. That's just a beautiful, beautiful performance. That's something special. Thank you, Quinn. Next up is Greenland. Can they win back their throne and the right to host the competition next year? Representing Greenland, we have a duo. We have Kimanak Kjeldsen, who is a legend in Greenland's music scene with 4 solo albums to her name. She is accompanied by HH or Hans Henrik Suesak Poulsen. He's also very prominent in Greenland's cultural scene, as well as being a musical artist. He's also quite a prominent actor, featuring in numerous Greenlandic and Danish television series and movies. And they're very cute together. They're nice together. It's nice watching them together. That is a powerful song. That's a good song, it's powerful. Brings together a lot of very traditional elements, traditional Inuit, Greenlandic, cultural stylings and traditional forms of music, but melding it very much with the contemporary. Bringing something that's both somehow a vision into the past and a look to the future. Something like that's always really, really special to hear. I will say it didn't quite land emotionally for me, quite possibly just because of Quinn Christopherson and his incredible performance kind of wearing me out emotionally. But still, a really good performance, the kind of thing that really encapsulates this magnificent show. Iceland is next. Now, Iceland are an interesting one at Pan-Arctic Vision. So last year, amid all of the traditional stylings, all of the contemporary pop, even that came, you had Vampira. Vampira were a death metal band. And they were fantastic. They were absolutely brilliant. It was such a breath of fresh air. Let's see what Iceland has for us next. So, get ready, another metal band. Thank you. Iceland, Iceland, Iceland. Never change. Don't do it. Don't you do it. So get ready. They are another metal band. They actually won last year's Music Thoronia competition in Iceland. And that follows the likes of Monsters and Men, Mammoth, in winning that competition. So they're stepping into some pretty interesting shoes in terms of their future.
Við erum alltaf
Himinn og jörð, hans er svörin í augum hennar. Hún er súrefni og vatn. Blandar bara í því sem hún andar frá sér. Hjartað slær í takt. Yfir gröfum stunda, hann verður hennar til enda. Hann verður hennar til enda.
Oh, yes! Yes. Yes. Iceland, you do not change. Don't change. Keep bringing these weird little treasures of art and expression and just confidently putting them out of the world and saying, yeah, this is Iceland. What are you going to do about it? Mwah. No notes. Magnificent. Next, we have Linus Jonsson from North Norway. Linus is from a community that actually gets very, very little coverage, attention, really anything. He's from the Swedish Sapmi community of North Norway. Now, the Sami people, I've talked about them a few times on the channel, and even I focus on the main groups of the Sami people, the reindeer herding. But there were Sami communities that eschewed the traditional reindeer herding lifestyle and focused on living, subsisting from the sea. I definitely need to do better at considering them when I talk about the indigenous communities of the Arctic, so it's wonderful to have a representative of them here tonight. I'm excited to see what Linus brings to us here. That's really, really nice music. Upbeat and uplifting, but not without strong emotional core. Really, really nice. An old song in a nearly extinct, disappearing language. These are the things, these are the kinds of things that we're here for tonight. It's time for the home team to show us what they're made of. Nunavut time. Shauna Seatanak has been a constant presence in Inuit music since she made her debut album in 2021, with the 2023 Arctic Music Awards nominating Shauna for 4 awards, including Artist and Single of the Year. She uses contemporary rap and hip-hop alongside more traditional elements to craft the kind of music that it can only come from the north.
Language back.
I live in a place where the temps drop, but we don't stop. Always feeling weird, standing around the cops. Even though I didn't do shit, that's just how it be. Intergenerational trauma passed on to me. People in anger, filling up danger, hanging on hangers. Taking a shot out of the bottle, what will I wager? Weighing the stakes, do what it takes, lifting an anchor.
Shauna's performance here, raw, powerful, deeply emotional. It came from a place in the soul, for sure. It to me feels almost more like a poem of anger rather than a musical performance. Of course, this is a music competition, so can't figure highly amongst the musical thoughts, but as a piece of poetry, of emotional connection that is strong. The Faroe Islands, great. I'm always so happy that the Faroes are included in the Pan-Arctic Vision Song Contest every year. The Faroe Islands are by far the most forgotten region of the Arctic. Of course, part because there is debate to be had about whether they are an Arctic nation. I would say yes. Anyway, forgetting that, it's time for Dottir. She's another musician who's using music to reconnect with her homeland and with her language. This time, of course, with the Faroese language. Dottir's song is really, really beautiful. The Faroese style of singing is so unlike any other style of singing. It somehow manages to be a mix of Old Norse, kind of Inuit style throat singing, somehow melding the two into its own thing. Probably the most famous Faroese singer, Ivor. I'd recommend giving her a listen if you're interested. Find other examples of Faroese music because it's so unlike anything else. It's so beautiful. The penultimate act of the night, we're already here. North Finland, Lapland. Now, last year, Lapland brought us something quite unique. We had a rapper rapping a song entitled Make Lapland Great Again.
Make Lapland great again, make Lapland great again. Make Lapland great again, make Lapland great again. FBC, make Lapland great again, make Lapland great again. Make Lapland great again, make Lapland great again.
And today we have yet another young rapper from North Finland. We have young Miku. Now, Kang Young Miku, who this time is actually rapping in the Sami language rather than it was a mix of English and Finnish last year, rapping completely in Sami this time. Can Young Miku bring that same kind of Finnish fire to the competition?
Yes, I would. Jahkaako taas maiton paala. Kuukesta jaksta, man telefoniit on tjaala. Jääkö tutko ok? Karra kuora muuta kuulla kuinka hieno häme. Chiero, siste hieno häme. Illä siihka, kentä verte kuulla. Kopeare tasa jaaka. Kopeare tasa jaaka. Bonanza jalea. Bonanza sala räkistuvon. Bonanza sala räkistuvon. Bonanza sala räkistuvon.
I'd say there's a lot of fire there. Young Miku, that is good stuff. I really love how he harmonized the backing track really closely with the lyrics. It didn't just feel like a beat to rap to. It felt like it was explicitly designed to go in tune with the lyrics that he was rapping. The final act is upon us, and this promises to be something special. We have a new region of the Arctic being represented at Pan-Arctic Vision. It's not a new region, like it didn't just appear, but it's been so hard to get Russian representatives involved in the competition. Last year, they had a Russian exile who was living in Norway, been exiled to Norway. It was the only way to get a Russian involved. But this time, we've got a full-on Arctic Russian representing the Sakha Republic. This is Saina. Welcome to our little music community, Saina. She doesn't need any introduction. Saina is a behemoth in not just northern music, in world music. Saina sings in over 30 languages. She has a 30-year career spanning 8 different albums, and her song Hello Yakutsk has been really adopted by that region as its unofficial anthem. With all that said, here is Saina. What a catalogue of technique, of power. Incredible. Absolutely magnificent stuff. That's like the Arctic version of that scene in Sinners. Just bringing so much together into one cohesive, spectacular show. Thank you for coming. That is what Pan-Arctic Vision is all about. I've said that for several songs, and it's all true. All of it is true. But that is another example, just what the show's about. And there we have it, everyone. Those are our 9 acts. There's a host of contestants bringing us on a musical tour of the far north. And we have our first vote results already. Of course, the vote being for are Southerners allowed to participate. I wonder what they've chosen.
Are we inviting non-Arctic people to be a part of our vote this year or not?
Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm very interested.
Let's look at the results.
Wow.
In an unbelievable upset, probably the biggest upset that's going to be of the whole night, Southerners are allowed to vote.
2/3 that have voted
What?
yes to this question and 1/3 have said no. So that means this year we are including the votes from all of the world.
Can't believe it. Can't believe it. So the voting for all of the prizes is now open, even for Southerners. As we wait for those results to roll in to find out who has won Best Arctic Song, Most Sense of Community, and Most Revolutionary Song, we have honestly what's probably my favourite performance of the show that they do each year. They invite all of the contestants from all 9 acts to perform together at once on stage. You're gonna see Icelandic metal mixed with Russian instrumentals and Finnish rap and Greenlandic prose. You're never gonna hear anything like this in your life. Enjoy. So while we've been watching this together, as I said, I've been scoring the acts myself. If you've been watching along and scoring, now's the time to really argue. So it's time to reveal the prize winners. Of course, we'll start with my prize winners, then we'll get to the official prize winners. All right, no. It's all right, but no. I think I need a costume change for this. And that's more like it. That reflects this moment better. The winner of most sense of community is Shauna Sitanak from Nunavut. This was actually the race which, for me, was the closest tied. I had 4 acts tied for top position for most sense of community. I had to pick one of them. I chose Shauna. There was something about that song which was such a warm hug that I felt just brought me into the song. And so it tipped it over the edge for me. As I say, 4 songs. I had a real sense of community from many of the artists today. The winner of most revolutionary song, Quinn Christopherson from Alaska. Who'd have thought it? That level of emotion, that is revolution. Doesn't all have to be anger and pitchforks, burning and throwing tear gas into certain people's vans. But sometimes it can be beauty. That can be just as revolutionary. To me anyway. We'll see what everyone else thought, but to me, the depth of emotion was too deep to ignore in these songs. And the winner of most Arctic song, I mean, there can be only one, right? Come on, you know this. It's Saina. Saina from the Sakha Republic from far eastern Russia. Genuinely, I mean, what a display of Arctic music, Arctic life, community, passion and art. Saina on for us today. And now, of course, it's time for the official award ceremony.
Reveal the 3 first prizes. The winner of the most Arctic song, Pan-Arctic Vision 2025, is Saina of the Sakha Republic.
The top Arctic song, most Arctic song goes to Saina. Yes. Yes, so earned. So earned. There was no doubt in my mind that is the right choice.
Song that gives you the most feeling of community and togetherness. Winner of that category, Pan-Arctic Vision 2025, is Linus Jonsson from Sapmi, Nord-Norge.
North Norway. Big, strongest sense of community. He was one of my equals to Shauna. So, okay. Yeah, I agree. Real sense of community there. Absolutely.
Winner of Pan-Arctic Vision 2025, most revolutionary song is Geðbrigði from Iceland.
Geðbrigði frá Iceland. Yeah, I mean, when you think about probably the most typical definition of revolution, you think of the likes of Geðbrigði. Fully, yes, that is very acceptably the most revolutionary song. Wonderful. There we have it.
Wow,
there we have our 3 prize winners from Pan-Arctic Vision 2025. Wonderful. Wonderful. I hope you've enjoyed all the music, but we're not done. Of course we're not done. We've got to decide who's hosted next year.
With the very exciting vote of where Pan-Arctic Vision 2026 will be held.
I'll go ahead and skip the play-by-play voting. Last year I covered the play-by-play voting, and it took forever. It probably took 20 minutes. That was 20 minutes of video. It took about 45 minutes of real time. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to kind of say what happened. So, one of the quirks of this vote is that the nations are allowed to vote for themselves. turns out Eurovision might have the right idea, because when you let people vote for themselves, they all do it.
Well, I mean, not a surprise, but our 12 points goes to Alaska.
12 points go to Our 12 points go to Iceland.
The Faroese 12 points go to a very special place that has a really good arrangements for these kinds of things, and that is Faroe.
And next year's Pan-Arctic Vision 2026 will take place in Faroe.
We're going to the Faroe Islands. We're going to Torshavn. Oh, that is exciting. That is so exciting. Arctic recognizes the Faroe Islands. That's wonderful. I might actually be able to go. Anyone want to come?
No.
Does anyone want to come to the Faroe Islands in November? Pan-Arctic Vision 2026? That's exciting. Well, what a show we've had tonight, everyone. This has been magnificent. The reindeer have been sexy. The music has been wonderful. I've been your host. I'm Jack. This is the Arctic Beyond. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me here today. I really appreciate it. I love doing this. I want to keep doing this as much as possible. So any help you can always give with likes, comments, subscribes, all those wonderful things, they really help, and I really appreciate them. Again, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Stay safe, stay warm. I'll see you in the Faroe Islands. Cheers.